Hey, what's up, YouTube? So, had the opportunity to ride a KTM 690 Enduro, and if I'm the deciding factor of whether you're going to purchase this bike, I came to the right place because I absolutely know what I'm talking about. Maybe that may not be 100% factual. From a distance, this thing appears to be a dirt bike. From up close, well, a slightly larger dirt bike. 100 pounds larger, to be exact, which really puts it in that dual sport class pretty definitively. And tipping the scales at 320 pounds, it's the size of a DR 650.
All the way to the top. What's up, YouTube? Riding this big KTM 690 Enduro. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. It's actually pretty comfortable. It's heavy, 330 pounds, but pulls pretty good. I don't know about what happens when we get to these rocks.
I'll tell you what happens when you get to these rocks. It eats them up. I was surprised at how well this thing dealt with chop on the trail. It soaks it right up. I mean, it's not a true enduro bike, but for a dual sport, this thing handles rocks great. I was super surprised. So I'm assuming this isn't the first review you've watched on the KTM 690. You've watched some dummy ride this thing on the highway, talking about seat height, fork travel, bunch of specs. Cool, you want specs? Go talk to that guy. I'm just going to tell you how it felt to me on the trail. It was fun. It was fun. I loved it. 10 out of 10, would ride again. Fine. I'll mention seat height. At 5'9", it felt a little short for a dirt bike, to be honest. It's certainly shorter than a KTM 300XE, for example. It's inches shorter, which actually makes the bike quite a bit more comfortable. I'm good with this. I'm good with a shorter bike this size because, you can get a foot down, dab if you need to. You might be able to get both feet down and keep this thing from falling on you and paralyzing you from the waist down. So, to me, seat height's good. I'm 5'9". I'm average. Maybe below average. Point is, I felt the seat height was awesome. If you hear somebody complaining about it, ignore them. While on the move, man, this thing did not feel nearly as hardy as the scale might have you believe. Honestly, I was pretty worried about this thing being a tank on the trails, but I was surprised at just how nimble it felt. In fact, I was comfortable on it within just a few hundred feet. It literally felt like a dirt bike. It felt like a dirt bike. Like a big, giant, heavy dirt bike. But not that heavy. It's weird. You could tell that it's bigger, but man, I was immediately comfortable on it. And if you're dirt bike oriented, I think that's important. It's important that you can transition from something smaller and bigger and really still ride it like you're used to riding your dirt bike.
There's a bunny rabbit.
As soon as you glance down at the dash or sit down in that squishy seat, you should be well aware that this thing's also made to take you in between trails on that busy, overpopulated tarmac. But with a 21-inch front tire, that should be the only reminder you need that this thing was bred to be in the dirt. So, you see a dirt road, take a detour. Get off the stupid highway. Please. Every time you ride the highway, a kitten dies. So get this thing in the dirt, man. Get it in the dirt. Just do it. It is unbelievably rewarding to ride something that's this small and still has a gobs of power and torque at your fingertips. The KTM 690 makes me truly understand why people love big bore four strokes. They're fun to ride. Stand up, point this beast up the trail, pin the throttle, chuck rocks at anyone who is unlucky enough to call you a friend. Couple things about the clutch, man. This is one of the softest clutches I've ever felt on any bike, dirt or street. And what's cool, you won't find this in any other dual sport, I don't think. I don't really know. But slipper clutch. So that's going to take down some of the engine braking, some of the heat off the engine braking. So this thing's not going to, you're not going to downshift and just start skidding out of control. But it still felt like it had plenty of engine braking for going downhill. It was perfect. I loved it. Got to keep this under 10 minutes. So at this time, I only have a few miles on the KTM 690. But I was immediately in love with it, and I really can't say that about many bikes I've ridden. If I were to buy a dual sport, this would 100% be it if I was a doctor or a lawyer. Because $13,000 US, if I had that burning a hole in my pocket, for sure. I would not be unhappy with this purchase, and I don't think you would either. Is it reliable? Shit. It's a KTM. You already know the answer to that question. Sure, DR650 will never leave you stranded, but neither will any Haggard 3 that you drag home from the bar after a few drinks. A 10, however, 10 takes maintenance to keep around. It's up to you to decide whether or not it's worth it. So, final word of advice here. Let's say you're talking to your buddies at work and you're like, man, I'm thinking about picking up one of these KTM 690s. And they immediately start talking some nonsense. Like, you should just grab a Suzuki DR650. It's a great bike. You know what? I want you to punch that motherfucker right in the dick and say, not today, Satan. Not today. Oh, and if God forbid you're trying to strap a couple super motard wheels to this extravagant off-road machine, I swear to God. What? You know what? Hit the thumbs down and lose my fucking number. Oh, but please subscribe, ring the bell, hit that thumbs up button. Definitely want to try to get those notifications. Thanks for watching another shitty review by This Mountain Life. Love you guys. Bye.